Hello folks, Jeff N727 here. I had a request from a viewer, DX Hound. He wanted to know what kind of equipment setup I'm using, so I thought I'd make a video about it. First of all, the main turntable I use for my videos, even though I've used other ones occasionally in the past, this is a Panasonic RD3500 turntable. Probably dates from the late 70s, maybe early 80s, I'm not sure. Picked this up at a Goodwill store a couple years ago for $8. And all I had to do was just clean it up. I had to clean up the connections in with some contact cleaner and the power switch. But other than that, I had to get a head shell and cartridge for it. But other than that, it works fine. Works real good. The only thing is the hinges are broke on a dust cover, but that's not really a big deal. And this, my older videos, I was using a JVC turntable, which I had sold back in the summer. And that one was running kind of slow, and there was no way to adjust it, and I needed some money back in the last summer when I was laid off, so I sold that. But I use this one most of the time. I do have some other turntables that I've shown in my videos. I have a Technics SL 5200, I think it is, which I use for my main record listening. It's set up in the living room. And I've also have a Pioneer turntable I've made a few videos with. I also have that set up in the other room. And I have a Kenwood linear tracking turntable that I've made a few videos with. And that turntable is a great sounding turntable. The only thing with that one is it malfunctions. It wants to cut off in the middle of the record and stuff like that. So I don't use it much. It works good for tracking really warped records. Go to my green jelly video and you'll see that. And I have this turntable hooked up to this Panasonic receiver here. It's a SAHT260, and I got this probably about 10 years ago. Really good. It's got a phono input, tuner, CD, DVD, VCR. I'm using the input for the TV and DVD for my computer, because I'm running my computer through this, and I run all the sound from my computer through this. I don't even have speakers hooked up to my computer, and I'm using the VCR input for the cassette deck and tape monitor. That I have this Marantz equalizer that I listen to. I don't use that for recording, just for listening. And I also have the Sony CD player. It's a CDP 311. I think I got this for $5 at a Goodwill or something. A lot of my equipment I've gotten cheap from rummage sales, Goodwill, whatever. I don't have very much equipment anymore that I've bought new. I find good deals and stuff. And for cassettes in here, I've got this Sony cassette deck, TCWE425. I don't use it a whole lot, but I was using it for some of my Christmas music from that cassette that I uploaded last month. And I also have this Panasonic 8-track player. And I'm going to have to turn around the numbers on the back. I'm not going to turn it around, but and I'm using these JVC bookshelf speakers. I got these cheap from a Goodwill. They're not great, but they're not too bad. I can use a better pair of speakers in here. That's why I'm using the equalizer. It'll make those sound a little better. But when I'm making my videos, I run the turntable through the receiver here. Then I have this receiver hooked up into the input on the sound card of the computer, and through the tape monitor out jacks, which same way you'd hook up a cassette deck to record. And I use Audacity to record the music into the computer. Then I saved the music as a WAV file and add it to the use Windows Movie Maker to add it into the movie from the video from the camera, and I replaced camera video. I replaced the camera audio with the WAV file, and it seems to work pretty good. Kind of hard to get them synced up perfectly. I gotta hit the record button on the camera and the record button on Audacity at the exact same time to get them as close as possible, but it's not too hard once you get some practice on it. And that's a setup for here. I'll show you the other setup I have in my living room that I do my main record listening on. Okay, here's a setup I have. This is what I use when I'm just going to sit back and relax and listen to music. This is a Technics SL5200 from 1979. Really good turntable. And if you can believe this, I got this for $5 at a rummage sale. Works really good. I have an issue with the with a little thumping sound that you can hear, but I've been trying to figure out. But I've got a few videos I made with this, and that I have hooked up to this nice old vintage Technics SA200 receiver. And I'll give it a flick on. I'll just turn on the radio. It's a really good sounding receiver. Knocked it off the station here, but really good sounding receiver. And probably needs to be gone through and maybe recapped and cleaned up, but it works pretty good. And also hooked up to that, I have this Technics CD changer, SLP887. I made a video on this one back last spring when I got it. I got this at a rummage sale for $5. And I also have this Kenwood cassette deck, CT405 double cassette deck. Nice cassette deck that I've bought. I actually bought this one new about 10 years ago. Nice cassette deck. The only thing is the belts in it are going already. I'll have to replace the belts in it. And I also have this Pioneer PL950 turntable, and I use this mainly for listening in here when I'm listening to records that aren't in as good a shape, maybe a little bit trashed, but I still want to play them, and I don't want to play them on the good turntable. I'll play them on this. It has a kind of a beat up cartridge on it, and I have that hooked up to this other receiver here. This JVC RX509V digital surround receiver. It's got Dolby. The surround is ProLogic, is all the surround is. But also the Panasonic on my computer is a ProLogic receiver too. And I use that just for listening to trashed records. And this is the receiver. I also have the I got a DVD player, Zenith DVD changer, and I also have this Panasonic combination VCR and DVD recorder that I've hooked up to that, and also my digital converter box and everything, TV and everything are hooked up to this one. So, which I hardly ever watch TV anymore. So, and for speakers in here, I have these nice Pioneer, what's the number on these, CS G9000 three-way speakers. Now, I bought these speakers new back in 1990, and they came with a whole Pioneer setup, stereo system, and these are the only things that I have surviving from that. The rest of the equipment and that I've either sold or I quit working. And these are great sounding speakers. The only thing is the foam surrounds are starting to rot out on the woofers, and they're just starting to get bad. So I'm going to have to fix those soon and get a repair kit. Those can be fixed. So. And I'm definitely going to fix them because these are great speakers. So, that's a little overview of my equipment. And hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.